4 people charged in connection to the murder of a police officer make their first court appearance.
We will show you the procession of cars bringing the body of paramedic John Mackey home.
Plus, an emotional goodbye to a teenager killed in a car crash.
This story ain't going to be the same without him.
This is WKYT News at 5.
We begin with 4 people headed to court earlier today to answer the charges related to the shooting death of a police officer.
Raleigh Sizemore is charged with murder of Richmond officer Daniel Ellis. The other 3 face charges connected to the case. WKYT's Victor Puente has more on the hearing in our top story at 5.
There was a large police presence in the courtroom this morning as 4 people were arraigned on charges connected to the death of Officer Daniel Ellis. This morning, Judge Brandy Brown read off the long list of charges against Raleigh Sizemore.
Right now, your charges are murder of a police officer convicted felon in possession of a handgun, attempted murder on another police officer, violation of domestic violence order, wanton endangerment. Do you understand all those charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Police say Sizemore ambushed Officer Daniel Ellis last week after another man, Gregory Ratliff, led him into a back bedroom as part of a robbery investigation. Ratliff is charged with complicity to murder. Police say during that attempted robbery, Carl Banks drove Sizemore and Rita Creech to a gas station where Sizemore tried to steal a woman's purse. Banks and Creech are both charged with robbery. The judge did set a bond for Sizemore, but she let him know she didn't do it lightly.
Mr. Sizemore, it's your good luck that I do not subscribe to the theory that no bond is allowed under our Constitution. It's your bad luck that I think the bond in this matter should be $2.5 million.
Ratliff's bond was set at $2 million. All 4 had not guilty pleas entered for them. Rita Creech and Carl Banks had their bonds set at $100,000. All 4 will be back in court November 18th for their preliminary hearings. In Richmond, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Sizemore was out on parole at the time of the shooting. He has since been taken back to the Kentucky State Reformatory in LaGrange. Flags will fly at half-staff on Wednesday in honor of Officer Ellis. His funeral will be held at 11 Wednesday morning at Alumni Coliseum on the EKU campus. We will air the funeral live on WKYT.com. Officer Ellis's visitation is scheduled for 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow, also at Alumni Coliseum. A Madison County church is showing its support for law enforcement. St. Mark Catholic Church in Richmond painted a blue ribbon on its door in honor of Officer Ellis. The church held a special prayer mass for Ellis on Thursday night. The church collected $2,000 during a special offering for the Ellis family. A paramedic hit by a car last week has died.
Jessamine County paramedic John Mackey died after being taken off life support this morning. This afternoon, his fellow EMS workers are helping escort him back to Jessamine County. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy is live now at UK Hospital, where a procession for Mackey is about to begin. Kristen.
Sam, we are expecting that procession to start any minute now. There are going to be emergency responders, not only from Jessamine County, but from surrounding counties that will help with the transport of the body of paramedic John Mackey. First responders tend to treat one another more like family than co-workers. When you are losing a member of your family, you stay by their side. Since Thursday night, Jessamine County EMS chaplain Kevin Davidson says John Mackey's co-workers have done just that.
It's a traumatic event. It was sudden, of course, and those events, even though they save lives every day and deal with this every day, they bring the folks to the hospital. They're treated and they go back to work, but this is one of their own, and so they've never been able to leave him alone, and they're with him right now.
Mackey died Monday after a car hit him in downtown Nicholasville Thursday. Between 30 and 40 units are escorting his body back to Nicholasville.
That's part of this family that we're in, the first responders family, law enforcement, EMS, fire. Brothers and sisters, and they stick together and they stand vigil. So it's very important that they move together and do things together as a team.
Raising money for Mackey's family through a GoFundMe account. So far, they have raised more than $9,000. Live in Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Kristen, thank you. Betts and West Funeral Home will be handling all of John Mackey's arrangements.
A good friend who loved the outdoors. That is how a 15-year-old Powell County boy is being remembered. Jaron Reed died in a crash on Old Highway 15 Friday night. As WKYT's Hillary Thornton shows us today, Reed's family and friends shared memories as they said goodbye.
With classes canceled in Powell County, a camouflage wreath and cross mark an open door at the high school.
This has been a very tragic situation for our school and our county.
Creating a place for the students to come comfort each other with counselors on hand while remembering 15-year-old Jaron Reed, who was killed in a car crash on Friday.
Jaron was a good friend to everybody, and this school ain't going to be the same without him.
The loss of Jaron, who was a sophomore here, is a loss that administrators say the entire school is feeling because of the 15-year-old's easy to get along with and outgoing personality, but also because he was the younger brother of a senior student here.
Some of my worst days on the job, to have to come in and see our kids in a lot of grief and a lot of sadness going on. The impact for his teachers will be great as well. When they come in and that empty chair is an unfortunate reminder of what's happened. Students
dressed in camo spending the morning in their school's gym, sharing memories of their friend, celebrating the outdoor-loving teen's life.
We're trying to comfort each other because that's what he's wanting us to do, and we're trying to get together and go riding like he'd want us to and just have fun.
Then walking across the street to the funeral home, a difficult day pulling strength from one another and their memories of Jaron.
I believe he gives me strength to get through this.
In Powell County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Certainly difficult. Counselors will be at the school when students return tomorrow. A chili dinner benefiting the family is scheduled for Friday before Powell County's home football game.
You might see a shower or two tonight, but there is better weather, drier weather ahead for tomorrow. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's here with an improved Tuesday forecast. Chris?
Yeah, it kind of has to get a little better after a rainy Monday for parts of the area. Everybody, though, with kind of that gray overcast, kind of a raw day with chilly temperatures. A little look outside southeastern Kentucky, starting to see the clouds lowering a little bit here on this sky cam coming out of Jackson. Don't be surprised if we don't squeeze out another shower or two with that. Maybe a touch of some fog as well. Here's the view into Lexington. Overcast conditions, similar setup as to what we're seeing across the entire area. Your Defender radar network with the heaviest rains that have been off to our west I-65 corridor. However, a couple more showers now beginning to flare up from London over toward Mount Victory, up into Waynesburg, Mount Vernon, into good old Rockcastle County, and then into Richmond, Nicholasville, and Lexington. Anyone still fair game for a little bit of light rain as the evening goes on. A couple of areas of low pressure off to our east and southeast, going to continue to pinwheel up the east coast. And basically what this is doing, this area of low pressure across the eastern seaboard is kicking off a very busy weather pattern across the lower 48. That includes right here in the Bluegrass State. And guys, believe it or not, when I come back here in less than 10 minutes, I'm going to be talking about the potential for some strong thunderstorms later this week.
Chris, thank you. Fire damaged a Lexington home this morning. Firefighters were called to Dally Place off of Sandersville Road about 11:30. Firefighters say flames were coming out of the side of the home when they arrived. They found the fire in a void between the garage ceiling and the second floor and quickly put it out. No one was home when the fire began. The home had significant damage to the floor joists.
The Wildcats return to the football field Saturday, hoping for a win at Vanderbilt.
Sounds like there'll be some fierce competition, though, in the practice field before they get to Vanderbilt. Let's check in now with Rob Bromley here to explain what that means. Rob?
Well, Mark Stoops has to turn his football team around. The Cats now have a losing record, and they need to win 2 of their last 3 to become bowl eligible. The quarterback position is open. That's the way Stoops puts it. It is whoever shows in practice this week. He gives the Wildcats the best chance to beat Vandy. Patrick Tolles or Drew Barker. Tolles has started all season. Stoops believes he'll be ready to compete.
I think Patrick will be fine. I think one thing about him is he's been resilient, and he's had some good games and some bad games, and again, it's not all on him. You know, we need to play better around him, and certainly offensively, when you put on that film and you look at the play of the other 10 guys, and it was not up to par as well.
3 left on the schedule now. The Wildcats making the short trip to Nashville to face Vanderbilt on Saturday. Kickoff is at 4 o'clock. Running back Boom Williams should be ready to go, so that'll be good for the Vanderbilt game. But did Mark Stoops really think his team thought that it could win down at Georgia? We'll have that coming up a little bit later in sports.
Rob, thank you. And Kentucky has 2 home games left against Charlotte and Louisville.
Power is out to thousands of people in Lexington right now.
That's right. KU says nearly 5,500 customers on the west side of town are in the dark. You've heard Chris and Don talking about this the last hour or so. KU reporting the outage about 40 minutes ago. The outage along Old Frankfort Pike and Leestown Road. That includes much of the Masterson Station neighborhood and some businesses in that area. KU says that they're working to restore electricity, but at this time, they're not sure what caused the outage. We will keep you updated here and on WKYT.com. Under pressure from student protesters, the president of the University of Missouri system resigned this morning. Students were angry over his response to racially charged incidents on the system's main campus in Columbia, Missouri.
As Adriana Diaz shows us, the departure ends a week-long hunger strike and puts the school's football team back on the field.
Students cheered at the University of Missouri when the president resigned Monday morning.
We have nothing to lose but our tags.
President Tim Wolf was under fire for not addressing racially charged incidents on campus. Black students complained of repeated racial slurs, and a swastika was found in a dorm drawn in feces. Students say there's been racial tension on the predominantly white campus for years.
I take full responsibility for this frustration, and I take full responsibility for the inaction that has occurred.
Students are not only celebrating the resignation of the university president, but also the end of a week-long hunger strike. Grad student Jonathan Butler refused to eat while Wolf remained in charge.
How do you feel? Empowered, ready to eat.
Over the weekend, Butler's hunger strike jumped into the national headlines when Missouri's football team went on strike, vowing not to play until changes were made. Former President Wolf urged Mizzou students to use his resignation to heal and not to hate. Adriana Diaz, CBS News, Columbia, Missouri.
Mizzou's football team is expected back on the practice field sometime today. 2 police officers have been charged after a 6-year-old died in a shooting. Louisiana State Police say the officers opened fire on Chris Few, injuring him and killing his son, who was in the front seat of his car. The officers said Few tried to back into them while they served a warrant, but state police say there was no evidence a warrant had been issued. Both officers were charged after state police reviewed body camera video.
Volkswagen offering compensation to customers affected by a massive emissions scandal. The automaker is giving U.S. car owners $500 gift cards that can be spent anywhere. Volkswagen is also giving out $500 gift cards for VW and Audi dealerships, as well as 3 years of free roadside assistance. This comes 2 months after Volkswagen admitted many of its diesel cars use software designed to cheat on emissions tests.
It is time now for better living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. It's a change that could drastically reduce a person's risk for heart disease. The National Institutes of Health has released its findings from a landmark study on blood pressure. Brian Webb shows us why current guidelines might not be low enough.
You'd never guess Mary Zepsky was once near death with complications from high blood pressure.
I am now at 69, much healthier than I was in my 40s. Hello.
Thanks to medication and lifestyle changes, she's reduced her blood pressure significantly. Now, a landmark study from the National Institutes of Health shows clear benefits to reducing blood pressure below 120 for patients over 50 at risk for heart disease.
With this lower blood pressure, there was about a 35% relative risk reduction of cardiovascular disease, and that's tremendous.
The study also found a 43% reduction in heart-related deaths. In fact, the results were so encouraging, researchers stopped the trial early.
Currently, guidelines recommend patients keep the top blood pressure number under 140. Doctors say these findings may change that.
we really need to be more aggressive about getting the blood pressure down, and this study is showing us how important it is.
Mary says with her blood pressure at 119, she has more energy now.
I go to the gym, I take yoga classes, I walk an hour a day, 7 days a week.
And she volunteers to help educate others. Brian Webb for CBS News, New York.
The study of close to 10,000 patients did find a 1 to 2% higher rate of adverse effects from lower blood pressure, such as fainting and kidney failure. Toys R Us is joining the list of stores open on Thanksgiving Day. The toy store will open at 5 Thanksgiving night and stay open until 11 Friday night. Target has also announced today it plans to open at 6 on Thanksgiving night, but you can get the same deals on Target.com on Thanksgiving morning.